Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the Cold Weather Chef. Today we're going to make gnocchi alla ricotta. For my non-Italian friends, that's ricotta gnocchi. If we're ever in a restaurant and you order that, please don't pronounce it, it'll hurt my ears. Just point to the menu and let the server know what you want. This specific recipe comes from my college roommate who got it from his family, and I liked it so much I decided I'd keep making it. It's a wonderful dish. It's really quick and easy to make. You can make it gluten-free and it's vegetarian as well. Today I'm going to pair it with just an ordinary white table wine. I got this at the store for I think $11 for a Sauvignon Blanc. Very nice. So the gnocchi alla ricotta will be paired with a butter sage sauce, and I will make that first, or at least start it, because you want the flavors to simmer a little bit. So you can get sage at pretty much any grocery store. It's out of season, so I have to buy it in a package like this. When it's in season, you can go to the farmer's market and get it fresh. So I've just pulled off some of the leaves. I'm going to give them a quick cut and pretty much dice it. And you can smell the aroma of the sage. It's very nice. And we're going to throw that in our pan. Along with 4 ounces of butter and a little bit of garlic. Be generous with the garlic. And I'm just going to let that simmer on low a little bit. Let that butter melt. At the same time, I'm going to turn on a pot of hot water. Well, I think I am. All right, well, let's just do this. We'll put the hot water over here, and we'll turn the burner on the back for the butter sage sauce. All right, now with the technical difficulties, I need another drink. Also, I'll put this recipe attached to the video. I'm only going to make half a recipe, which will serve 4 people. Making a whole recipe is just a lot of gnocchi. So we're going to start out, and we're going to have our dry ingredients in one bowl and our wet ingredients in a separate bowl. So the wet ingredients are an egg, a little bit of shell. We'll take that out. Nobody wants a shell in their gnocchi. And we are going to get a little bit of nutmeg in our dry ingredients. Just shake it a little bit there. Some salt is about 2 teaspoons of salt. And a half a cup of grated, I'm going to use Pecorino Romano cheese. That's about half a cup, maybe a little more. Who doesn't like cheese? And a pound of ricotta. This is double cream ricotta, so you can buy it whole milk or skim milk. Obviously, the more cream, it gives it a much richer flavor. So we'll put that in here. Unfortunately, these are only 15 ounces and you need 16, so I opened up a second one just to grab a little more. We don't really measure a lot here. So I've got the ricotta, the eggs, the salt, the Parmesan cheese, and flour. And I'm going to use gluten-free flour. This is cup for cup. It ends up working really good. because I'm making half a recipe, I only need 1 cup of flour. So there's half a cup. Here is a cup. And I'm going to put a little flour in reserve in this bowl because when you start mixing it by hand, you'll need a little extra flour. So we'll whisk the dry ingredients together. And then we'll take a fork and we'll mix the wet ingredients together. Close that. And then from here we just start slowly putting in some of the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. I'm going to do it in thirds. Let's add a little bit more. Okay, we're getting there. And finally our last cup. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. All right, I'm going to put on some gloves because it tends to get very messy and it sticks to your hands. So, you take your mixture and put it on a rolling board. And you'll probably need a little more flour, and that's why I've got that extra cup. I can already tell it's sticking to my hands. I can hear the butter sage sauce starting to sizzle. So while, look at this is coming together, I'm going to give the butter sage sauce a little stir. It's very simple. You don't need too many ingredients. You want the flavors of the ingredients that you have to really marry with the dish. Okay, and you roll this, and you'll know that it's ready to roll out into the gnocchi when it stops sticking to your hands. I need just a little bit more flour. I think that looks good. I think that's fine. So what we're going to do is take a little piece of this. I'm just going to break off a little glob, and I'm going to start rolling it out into a log. And you try to be as even as you can. And let's go with that. And then you cut it. And you can cut them in whatever size you want. I like to cut them a little smaller so they're bite size. And I will put these on a plate just for storage for a few minutes until we put them in the boiling water. And at this point we're going to take a little break because I've got to do the rest of these. And when we come back, we will just pop these gnocchi into the boiling water and finish off the butter sage sauce and have another sip of wine. We're back, and I have rolled out all the dough and cut up the gnocchi into little bite-sized pieces. So as I told you I was going to make half a recipe that is good for 4 people, I've actually decided to only cook half of these. So if it's 2 people, you could make a quarter of a recipe. So I've got my water boiling. I'm just going to kind of put these in here. And I know that when you read articles about cooking gnocchi, it says when they start floating, they're done. These I would give it a little longer time. I think you need to cook them a little thoroughly. And they're very forgiving, so they're not going to overcook and become chewy like a potato gnocchi. And we're going to turn our butter sage sauce on very low again. In fact, I feel like I need to add a little butter. As someone once told me, there is never too much butter. So let's let that cook a little bit. And I'm going to stir the gnocchi. They look like they're doing great. Gives me a moment to have a sip of wine. All right, we're doing well. It's not often I have extra time to enjoy another sip of wine, so. You can really smell the sage coming through in here, which is really the whole idea. And the gnocchi have risen to the top, but as I told you, I'm going to let them keep boiling for just a little bit longer. Alright, let's turn off the butter sage. You don't want it to burn. Garlic will burn quickly, and butter will brown and burn quickly. Well, I feel like we're almost ready. All right, let's call that a day. So I've got a nice little slotted spatula, and it's angled or curved like a spoon, which works really well when you're trying to get something out of hot water. I've got a nice serving dish, so we're just going to take some gnocchi, put them in our plate. And we will fill up the other plate. Oh, that's hot. I guess I can turn the burner off. All right, so I'll just show you with one dish. Here's our gnocchi, and we have our butter sage sauce. Give a little stir, and we're just gonna pour a little over with a spoon. And there you go. Gnocchi alla ricotta with a butter sage sauce.